3 is a discussion between you and the examiner about something related to the topic in Part 2. In this part, you're asked not so much about you, as in Part 1, but more about the world around you. Be prepared to give and support your opinion about different issues. In this video, we're going to look at ways to introduce your opinion, as well as ways to buy time. In other words, what to say when you need a few seconds to think until you give your answer. Look at these examples of Part 3 questions. If Part 2 asks you to describe your favorite piece of clothing, Part 3 might ask you more questions about clothes in general, or about how fashion has changed. As you can see, the questions move away from personal questions and topics about you and your interest or experience, and ask your opinion about issues or changes in the world around us. As in any part of the speaking test, you should expand your answer. You could use examples, reasons, contrast, comparison to the past, or even speculate about the future, as in Part 1, in order to expand your answer. You could build a language bank of words and expressions you like to use for giving and supporting your opinion, and even for buying time. These are some ideas, and we'll look at them in more detail. These are phrases to use when you need time to think. In other words, to buy time. Try not to use too much or as this will affect your fluency. Use these expressions instead. Well, I've never really thought about it, but education or fashion or shopping has changed in many ways. For me, the most significant is, to be honest, well, it's difficult to say, but I'm not sure, but look at how we can use these in a typical example of a Part 3 question. Do you think that managers should have a friendly relationship with their employees? Well, I've never really thought about it, but I don't think that would be such a good idea. It could create jealousy amongst some of the workers, and it could create issues with authority between the manager and the employee. So notice in this example how the speaker buys time to think about how he's going to answer the question. In Part 3, the examiner is likely to ask your opinion about different issues. You can introduce your opinion in different ways. Show to what extent you agree or disagree with expressions such as these. When you totally agree, show a strong opinion using, "Oh, definitely," or "Yes, of course," and then go on to explain why you believe what you do. If you haven't got such a strong opinion, you could say, "In my opinion," or "I believe," or "As far as I'm concerned," or "I agree up to a point, but some people think that, but I believe." This also shows the opposing viewpoint. "I suppose so, but it's also important to consider." It's hard to say because, or even use words to disagree. "I don't agree at all." Look at this example about how we give and support our opinion. Do you believe that the rapid development of digital technology has had a positive impact on the world of work? Oh, definitely. Now people can work remotely from anywhere around the world and send their work to the office. This gives them the flexibility to arrange their schedule as they wish without tying them down to the office. Now, don't be afraid to disagree. Listen to this example. Do you think all children's toys should be educational? Oh no, I don't agree at all. Children should be able to play with anything they want. just for fun. They don't need to be learning all the time. Now remember, don't worry what the examiner thinks. You're allowed your opinion. Just justify it by giving an explanation in fluent and accurate English. Listen to this example. Note how the speaker expands his answer by giving a reason and by giving a personal example. He goes even further to make speculation about how everyone should have a free time activity. Do you think people need to have an interest or a hobby? Oh, yes, of course. Everyone needs time to relax and take a break from the everyday grind. Personally, I love going for a walk somewhere close to nature as it relaxes my mind and I can focus on my breathing. This gives me energy to carry on with the rest of my day and I feel it makes me more productive. I feel that this is very important today for all people as most of us lead a pressurized lifestyle. So did you notice the use of expression, the personal example, and the reason, and even the use of speculation? The thing to remember in speaking is to keep talking, even if you don't have much to say about the question, or if you haven't had any experience about the subject, you can talk about someone else who has had this experience, as in this example. Why do many people prefer traveling by ship? I've never traveled by ship, but my parents often choose this mode of transport because my mother's afraid of flying. They also both enjoy the other facilities on the ship. There are restaurants and live music every night, and there's always something going on. My parents are retired, so they're not in a hurry to get to their destination. I think that most people who travel by ship feel the same. Remember, you can even lie. Nobody knows if it's a lie, and nobody cares if you're lying. It doesn't matter if you add false details either. The examiner will not stop you if he realizes you're lying or the information is wrong. The important thing is to keep talking fluently and use interesting vocabulary and a wide range of grammar.